So I had a dream a couple days ago, and what happened was it was me and my mom, and there was this girl that was there, and I'm just gonna give her a random name of like Christiana or Christy. I'm gonna name her Christy. So it was me, my mom, and this girl named Christy. And in my dream, she was a lot younger than me. So this woman had came to the door knocking, asking for Christy, and basically was like, "Hey, Christy, I want Christy. And anybody else who wants to come can come." So I'm gonna name this woman Worldly Wisely. For those of you who have seen the movie Pilgrim's Progress, you know where I get that from. Which I plan on putting a link to that movie in the description box. Somebody had found it for free on YouTube, so I hope it's still up. If not, then it's on Pure Flakes. But anyway, so what happened was like she was like knocking on the door asking for everybody, and Christy was like, "Yeah, I want to go." Like she just instantly like walked out the door. I don't even think she asked for permission first, because like she's younger than me, so obviously I think like my mom was probably watching her maybe. So it's like she just walked out the door, like, what? And so Worldly was looking at me and she was like, "Come on, don't you want to come with her just to make sure that she's safe because you're older?" And I was like, no, I'm good. Not really. And it was funny because it's like in my dream, like I knew, I had a knowing, I really cared about this little girl. And that's, Worldly was really trying her best. She was like, "Come on, you're older than her. Don't you want to just come make sure she's okay? Like, come with her. Just come on." And I was just like, no. Like, I care about her. I really do. But not that much, honey. I am not your ride or die. Bye. Anyways, so they had left. They were leaving, and they were like they were taking a little bit to leave because they were still like, because Worldly was still like, come on." And I was like, no. And my mom was like, "I mean, if you want to go with her, like if you want to, just make sure she's okay." But I ain't going nowhere. And my mama sat down. She sat down. She sat down, and we have a cat. And I think our cat just like jumped on her lap and she's just chilling. Like she said what she said and she was done. Like she was like, no, like if you want to go ahead. But for me, I'm sitting right here, ain't going nowhere. Like she was adamant, but I was still like I still want to like make sure like she's okay. Like, I don't know. And so, I was just like really dragging my feet. I was dragging my feet so much, like I went out the backyard instead of the front with them, and they went out the front. And I was like, so I was planning on like going around, but I was just really dragging my feet. And so I went out the backyard of the patio, and I was still like at the patio, like I didn't even like step into the grass yet. And I was just like I don't want to go. So I was literally just like dragging my feet, and I looked up in the sky. And at the time of this video, I had this video before I did my painting for the Feast of Dedications, which is why it's taking me a while to get this video out, because I had to do that painting and get everything done for Feast. But so I looked up at the sky, and in my painting is actually of the sunset or sunrise, or just the sun behind clouds. I don't know. I'm not a painter, so I'm gonna just do whatever God told me to do. But I was looking at the sky, and that's what it looked like. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like the sky is gorgeous. And so I was like, I'm gonna take some pictures so I can like, you know, have some references. That, and I'm also gonna take some pictures so I can have an excuse for why I'm not like hurrying along. So I was just standing there like taking pictures of the sky, and it was gorgeous. It was so beautiful. And I remember like the sun was like all the way up, but for some reason it was like sunset clouds. Like the clouds were like golden orange, like how the clouds look when it's a sunset or sunrise, like when the sun is right there on the horizon. Like that's how it looks. But it was weird because like the sun was all the way up there, so it's just like, okay. And then like a little bit over, it's like the sun is here, and a little bit over, the moon was there, and it was a crescent moon. And I had a knowing like it was really bright, but I was just like, that has to be just be the reflection, right? That's how I was thinking about it. So I don't know if it was a reflection of the moon or the actual moon was like right there, because like I was just like taking pictures of it, and then all of a sudden, well, before that happened, so I was taking pictures of it, and then I saw like a son and a dad. They were walking together, and it was like the son was obviously like younger than the dad, but he was like really, really old, white hair and all that stuff. Like he was old and smaller than the son, and they were walking towards me. They were walking towards the house, and I just felt like how nice and sweet they were, that I was just like, like, how would you feel if somebody was just walking in your backyard? Like, you'd be like, what? But I really trusted these people, so I was just like, it's okay, like, it's fine. So I just let them, let them do their thing. They was walking towards me, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the sky, and there's like this cloud, and it's in a perfect ring, like a perfect ring. And it's just in the cloud, like a perfect circle. And I'm like, this ain't right. As soon as I saw it, like I wasn't sitting there like, oh my goodness, that's like a random, weird, awkward, what? Like, yeah, I saw the sun and it was like in the clouds like that. But I mean, sometimes that happens. It may not happen as often, but sometimes that happens. But I have never in my entire life seen a perfect circle in the sky. So I said, hold on, wait a minute. Not today, Satan. I started backing up. I was like, hold up. Back up. So as I'm backing up, all of a sudden, this cloud just goes into a tornado. And it starts sucking and pushing. It was doing all kinds of things. Like things was just going up and down. Like it was going all over the place. And then all of a sudden, because like that was just the wind. It hadn't hit the ground yet. But right before it hit the ground, it slowed. Because first it was like, and then it just like slowed down, like very, very slow. And I had a knowing, like it slowed down so that I can get back inside, because I'm telling you, like as soon as like I saw the cloud, I was already backing up, but it was going so fast when it went like in a millisecond, like it was about to hit, and then all of a sudden it just slowed down enough for me to turn around and run back inside. And thank God I wasn't even off the patio yet. Like I was still technically part of the house. Like I wasn't even in the patio yet, but the pushing and the pulling and stuff like that, the wind was still going, so it was still spinning and it was still sucking and pushing, but it hadn't hit the ground yet and really did damage, because I knew like debris was still like going around me. And so I went to the door and I tried to push it open, and I couldn't like get it open all the way. And so I yelled into the door and I was like, Mom, like, it's the reason why I'm pausing is because like our door for the backyard actually opens like inward, like if you're going in the house. But in my dream, it was more of a pool, because I remember I was able to get my foot in the door. And I had a knowing, like if my mom came and pushed the door open instantly, it would have opened up for me. Like all she had to do was just push it, because I was just too weak to push on my own. So she had to come push it. So that was obviously symbolic, since the fact that in real life the door doesn't open that way. So that tells me like that was symbolic, especially like the fact that like the son and the father, when it was walking towards us in real life, like we have a fence there. There wasn't a fence there. So that tells me also that's symbolic as well. And then obviously worldly wisely isn't a real person. So that's symbolic. So all of this is definitely a symbolic dream. Which I'm going to explain in a second. But basically, like my mom, she was just chilling inside. There was nothing that was going to make her go outside. When I called for her and I said if there's a tornado, I knew all she was going to do was push it, but she was not coming out there for me. She was just going to push it open for me, and that was that. But so we got inside, and when we had gotten inside, as soon as we walked inside, we both thought about it. I don't think we said anything, but we both thought, and we looked at each other. And I've had a dream before about me and my mom being able to just like look at each other and know what we think. And we are getting like very connected nowadays. We be finishing each other's sentences, so it's I don't know what God's doing, but He's doing something. Anyways, so we looked at each other and we're just like, we thought it. Oh my goodness, Christy. Like that's literally what Christy. She's out there. And I had to know, and me and my mom had like the same thoughts. We never said it. We were just like, we're going to look outside. And if she's not right there, if she's not right there, we're not going out there for her. That's not happening. And it was more like, it wasn't like, okay, let's see if the tornado like hit. And if it hit and she's right there, then we're just going to grab her in real quick. No. It was like, let's see if the tornado was still slowing down to allow her to come in real quick. But if that tornado hit and it's on that ground, and even though if we could see her, we was not opening that door for anything. Like anything. And it was crazy. Like now that I think about it, when I'm recording this stream, inside the house, nothing was moving. You couldn't even tell. That's why I had to yell out and tell her like there was a tornado. Because like obviously there's a tornado that close, because the tornado was right there, like on the street of the house. And you would think like, wouldn't the house be shaking too? Wouldn't the house be like moving around too? But no, like my mom had no idea there was a tornado outside. She had no idea, even though it didn't hit yet. But like I said, like it was still blowing and stuff like that. And that's why I had to tell her like there's a tornado. So that's telling me like, you know, the house was safe. So that's why we were just like, we're not going outside because this house is safe. This house, like, as for me and my house, we were served the Lord. As for me and my house, we were served the Lord. So that was that. So let me go ahead and explain it real quick. So the reason why I named this like random lady worldly wisely is because once I woke up from this dream, I had a knowing it was a world. It was something of the world that was grabbing this little girl, Christy, and making her come into the world. Because, like, I had a knowing that this girl was a Christian at heart. That's why I named her Christy, Christian, you know, Pilgrim's Progress. But she worshiped God, did Sabbath, did all of that. And, you know, she just didn't. She was inside the house. She was safe. She was good. And as soon as Worldly came a knocking, knock, hey, let me come out. And it was just like, what? As soon as Worldly Wisely came a knocking, it was like, I'm coming. Like, Christy was like, yeah, sure. Like, what? You know? And my mom, like in real life, this is how she is. So she is so strong in her faith. And she has like told me, my sister, her friends, man, I bet you she done told our pets sometimes, even my daughter, I am not being left behind for you. She has said it so many times. I've even said it. I've said it so many times. My sister said it. Like, I'm not being left behind for nobody. I'm not going outside for nobody. When we get raptured, we looking up, and I'm not looking back down. Like, it's not happening. I'm not opening the door or nothing. That's why she opened the door for me, because the tornado hadn't hit yet. You know, the boom and the bamming hasn't hit yet. So that's the only reason why she opened that door. But once the stuff hits, once it gets going, don't look back. Don't open that door. Whatever you do, do not open the door. Do not. There are going to be demons roaming around. They're gonna have the ability to sound like the people that you know. And they're gonna be at the door like, hey, come out, come out, come out. And you're going to think like, what? Like, that's my friend. That's my sister. That's my brother. That's my boyfriend, husband, whatever. Don't open that door. Because first of all, if they're outside, something ain't right with them, honey. Because God is going to move his people into the right places. And that's what happened. God slowed down the terror for me to come back. Like, he moved me into the safety of the home. And that is what God's going to do. He's going to move everybody to where they need to go. So somebody being outside, even if it is actually them, guys, like, no, we are not supposed to be. No, do not open that door. When we get raptured up, and I'm pretty sure my mom said that she had a dream, and she saw like people being raptured up, like all the way up there, and then getting sent right back down. So just because you going up, do not think that's it. Okay, you better keep focused on God and stay on God. Don't look back. Don't open that door. Like my mom said, when Worldly Wisely came a knocking, she was like, I'm gonna sit my butt down. Yeah, that's a little girl and a little kid. If she want to go out there, nope. I'm gonna sit right here. She literally sat down in a chair, chilling, holding a cat. And I was sitting there like, I don't know. And obviously that dream was really telling me, because I thought I was 100% like, nothing's gonna make me turn back. But I almost got left behind because I cared so much about this little girl. I was like, I don't know, I really want, but I felt in my spirit, but I wasn't listening to my spirit. And I almost got left behind. Thank God I was still like, oh no, you know what I mean? But I still did step outside. But thank God I was still part of the house. And thank God he allowed me to come back in, because I know if I went with worldly wisely, I would have been gone. And that's what happened too in the dream when we came back inside. I had a knowing she was gone. I knew already, like, even though we were like, let's just look outside and see if she's right there. I already had a knowing that she was just like in the cosmos somewhere. She was gone. So there was that. And then like the Father and the Son coming, obviously, like that's God the Father and Jesus the Son, like God the Son. So that was that. I still don't understand entirely, but I'm guessing it's like, you know, because I knew I felt safe with them. That was another reason why I didn't want to go, because I was just like, I feel happy right where I'm at, because they were coming. Oh yeah, they're coming. That's what it means. God the Father. I say this all the time. Jesus is coming back. Like he was coming. Like he came. And then the destruction happened. And that's what it was. The signs and wonders in the sky. As soon as I saw that, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. That don't look right. I'm out. I'm gone. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I was taking pictures of the sky, like that point, when I had this dream, I had no idea what I was supposed to paint. So I think that me taking pictures of the sky was just God showing me like, okay, I do, because he was confirming like, yes, I do want you to do a sky. But then that tornado thing, that was definitely the destruction coming to happen, you know. So it's like right before the destruction happens, the devil is going to send out his people worldly wisely, whatever the name of the other people were in that movie, I forgot. Even though I've seen it like 20,000 times, but he's going to send out all his people and try his best. Whatever you do, guys, don't go with them. Do not turn. Jesus is coming back. Be ready. Be extra ready. Don't be left behind. And don't look back. That's all I gotta say.